So there was a world conqueror. He conquered the entire world. And that's an honor, right? That's happened so few times throughout history. If you think about it, not even Alexander the Great conquered the whole world. There was more to be conquered. So in the ancient times, to be able to conquer the whole world was this great honor. And in the heavens, it was going to be rewarded. So there was a great emperor who conquered the whole world. And when it came time for him to die, he was looking forward to the honor that he was going to get in heaven. In fact, his wife, his commanders, his generals, they all took their own lives just so they could be there with him when he entered heaven. So here it is. He enters heaven. Now in heaven, there is this mountain that parallels the Himalayas, except they're significantly larger than the Himalayas. And instead of just one sun shining down on the Himalayas, there are 10,000 suns that are beaming down on this great mountain in heaven. So when this world conqueror, this emperor, he comes to the gatekeeper, he says to him, look, I brought all these people with me because I want to, whatever my boon is, whatever my reward is, I want them to be able to see it. Well, the gatekeeper told him, he said, look, you know this great mountain that is here in heaven. And look, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you the equipment to go etch your name in the side of the mountain. And you're going to be able to have that honor as a world conqueror. You conquered the entire world. I mean, it's so rare that it only happens every several thousand years. So the emperor, he says, look, I want to bring my family and friends, the commanders, generals, I want to bring them with me to witness my greatness. I just need them to see how great I actually am. The gatekeeper said, look, my man, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a tip. Take it or leave it. You can do whatever you want. But if I were you, I wouldn't bring them with you. I would go do this yourself. And then if you want, you're welcome to come back and get them and have them come see. But if I were you, I'm just giving you advice. I'm doing this job of gatekeeping that my father and his father before him, and we've done for generations. And my advice, my strong advice to you is to go by yourself. And then again, if you want to bring them later, do that. So the emperor, he thinks, well, this is kind of smart. It makes sense. I mean, he's saying that I can bring them later, so I'll just do that. So he goes and he goes by himself. He takes all the equipment to be able to etch his name into the mountain. And when he gets there, I mean, imagine this. This mountain dwarfs the Himalayas. It's so much bigger than the Himalayas. Well, when he went to write his name on the side of the mountain, he noticed that there were other names. And the closer he got, he realized there were many, 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 many other names. Matter of fact, he couldn't find a single spot to write his name. He searched and he searched and he searched, but there wasn't a single spot for him to write his name. And then it hit him. He realized that if he wanted to etch his name on this mountain, this eternal mountain of a world conqueror, the honor that goes to the world conqueror that gets to write his name on the side of this mountain, he said they realized if he had to do that, he would have had to erase other names. But then it hit him, if he did that, then one day someone might come along and erase his name too. And all of a sudden, his heart that was at once filled with arrogance and look at me, all of a sudden was filled with humility and gratitude for that gatekeeper for not having his friends and family come with him to witness this. So when he came back to the gatekeeper said, what did you do? And he said, look, my man, I appreciate what you taught me, but I didn't even waste my time writing my name on the mountainside because there was nowhere for me to write. And if I would have wanted to write my name, I would have had to erase other people's names. And it hit me that if I can do that, then some people down the road can also do that. And the gatekeeper said, that is a wise choice, my friend. Matter of fact, that's the whole reason why I gave you that advice, because I have seen this happen many times over. You see, the lesson from this story is this: even if we fulfill ego's greatest accomplishment, and that's really all ego. Let me conquer the world. Let the world be submissive to me. Let my name be written in stone for all time. Even if we get to that point, a point that not even Alexander the Great got to, that happens so infrequently, that the boon bestowed upon those who achieve it is to be able to write that name on this mountain in heaven that is so much bigger than the Himalayas and is in itself entirely filled with names of those who have gone before. Even if we get to that point in our lives, ultimately, we have to recognize that one day our own name, one day our own ego will be erased for someone else's. So what's the point? The point is to recognize that what we do for humanity, what we do for this world, for all sentient beings in the world, in the universe, is so much more important than us getting credit for what we're doing. The point is that the ego's greatest accomplishment ultimately will be erased. But the legacy, the impact that we have on this world, well, that gets passed on for generations. So be mindful to recognize where your ego comes into play, and be mindful to recognize what your true goal is. In life, I believe ultimately our goal is to have peace. My hope is to spread peace. And my hope for you is the same, to experience peace, to spread peace. Because ultimately, at the end of our lives, no matter what ego ever accomplishes, ultimately, to me, and I could be wrong, but that's what it's all about, peace. That is why in every video and everything I do, as always, I wish you much peace.